Hey guys, and welcome to another review. This week we saw White House Down. And Ryan, I've been trying to think of a good analogy to present to the audience for this one, so let me see if you agree with this. If you combine, I would say this is a combination of three movies. Original Die Hard, the over-the-topness of Shoot 'em Up, with the humor of Rush Hour. What do you think?
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah.
Like just certain aspects, not like exactly the same amount. Yeah. Like this movie is like 3/5 comedy and like 2% action.
Well, I would give it more to the action than that.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on. But most of it's like watching a cartoon. Like there's 5 bazillion rounds of ammo being shot out and nothing getting hit.
It's funny you call it a cartoon because I was considering starting off by making a joke about, well, I thought we skipped Monsters University, but we saw a cartoon anyway.
This is like reminds me of like what G.I. Joe would have been like on TV.
And once you know, we had Channing Tatum. He played Duke, if I'm not mistaken, in the movies.
I don't know if he played Duke, but he was definitely in there.
He was in there. He might have been Falcon. I don't know. Feel free. They have to put him in there. Goddamn. Yeah. If you're not familiar with the movie, essentially Channing Tatum plays a guy who's trying to try out for the Secret Service, and he brings his daughter along to the White House. And terrorists invade the White House, hold the whole thing hostage. Now, there's a lot to nitpick about this one. If you've watched any type of movie that's sort of like this, what would they call it, a siege type movie?
Yeah.
Then it's, for the most part, it's pretty formulaic. It's not going to stray too far from the formula, though I thought it made some really nice twists, especially towards the end.
Yes.
But at the same time, I have to say, I had fun with this one.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be like an action movie, straight up action and stuff like that. Yeah. And the comedy aspect actually is made it different. Of course, like in any action movie, like there's some things that like the characters interact with, and later on, like, oh, okay, this is what's going to happen later on. And then you see it happen, and you're like, yep, I know what's going on right now.
I'll admit, I was kind of nervous going into this one, after the whole debacle with Pain and Gain, where I went in thinking it was going to be this way, and it actually turned out to be another way.
We thought it was going to be a comedy. Like, they make it look like a comedy, and then you go in and you see it, and it's like, based on a true story, these people actually died and were tortured, but we think it's funny.
Yeah, I was almost suspecting, the commercials were showing it as a comedy. I was like, oh god, what if this is a serious drama and it's surrounded by death, and it'd be a total bummer. But no, I mean, it's very tongue-in-cheek. I mean, not only that, it knows what it is.
Yes. And I think it works. I think, there's no action comedy genre like that, and I think that could actually be something expanded on. You have to do something different, and I think, this movie tried it, and it worked. The formula worked. I mean, the actors did a great job in it, and the presence of everything, it was like, alright, the White House is being sieged on, but it was like a lighthearted, but the way they did it was so much better than, like, how they did it, and, like, you see the other movies, you'll see, like, this, like, really dramatic scene happening, and then, like, a second later, one of the people walk in the room and go, hey, is that penny on heads? No, why? Figured he had bad luck. And then walk out. Something stupid like that, where it just like doesn't belong. But all the quips and stuff in this movie are right where they need to be, right where they belong, and they don't take anything away from what's going on around it at the time.
Yeah, and sort of to segue into the special effects, if you're any sort of White House aficionado or you happen to enjoy it, you see a lot of the White House. You learn a bit about it. Plus, you get to see the shit get kicked out of the White House all throughout the film. I do enjoy. You see a lot of cool special effects, such as the Capitol building get destroyed again. You see multiple instances of helicopters crashing into the White House lawn, and of course, my personal favorite, the limousine chase,
Victory lap from NASCAR across the lawn.
the White House fountain with 2 Jeeps with Gatling guns on it. That's something over the topness I'm talking about.
I saw the Jeeps with the Gatling gun, and all I could think of was, for the people out there who are old like me, we used to watch a cartoon called Mask. And I don't know if you remember Mask, but they had these vehicles, and each vehicle was like
a command with a K. I just
and the vehicles would all transform into different things. And one of them was a black SUV where like the back part would open up and a machine gun would come out, and you could put it in, like the guy would sit there and shoot the machine gun. Well, as soon as I saw that, all I could think of was Mask, and I thought it was hilarious.
I still remember the one where I think of it, they had doors like a DeLorean, and you just popped those and it could fly then.
No. It would come up, then like the exhaust pipes underneath would spread out, and then the back would open up, and there'd be jets there, and the jets would propel the car, giving it enough lift to take off.
Oh, okay. What did
Although the funny thing about Mask is, they all wear helmets and not real masks, so they should have called it like Helmet.
Yeah.
Although it probably didn't have the same flair as Mask. Anyways, back to the movie.
Yeah, let's talk about some of the actors.
This is actually the second time in a row where I've mentioned 80s cartoons. Like last time in World War Z, I mentioned the Smurfs.
Yes.
And then this one, I don't know why. I just 80s cartoons are so much better than cartoon crap they got going today. And
they call it the good old days for a reason.
Yes.
Let's go through the actors here. First, Channing Tatum as Duke, which the more I think about it, this would be a great prequel to G.I. Joe for the character.
Yes.
What did you think of his performance?
I think his character was pretty well rounded. I mean, you see, he comes in, he's trying this, he's got like a whole life situation going on, and his character is written well, he performs well, he actually gets you involved, he gets you feeling bad for him, he gets you rooting for him, and his acting in this movie, I've seen him in other movies like 21 Jump Street, great movie. I haven't seen Magic Mike yet, I don't know why, that movie just eludes me for some reason, but other movies that I've seen him in,
he's got Olivia Munn topless in it.
I don't know if that's good enough for me to watch it. That's the thing of the internet for us. You don't have to watch the other crap. But no, they have, like, he's been a really good actor, and I could actually see him portraying more of an action star role, in going forward. But he also has the side of him where he can play comedic roles and stuff like that, and having an actor that can do all of it really helps with the characters you have in the movie, and he actually shows a lot of emotion and a lot of his acting abilities in this movie. Jamie Foxx.
Oh, hold on, I wanted to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was moving along faster. Sorry. My bad.
As far as Channing Tatum is, if you're looking for an Oscar caliber performance, this is really not the movie for it. But I liked it. I loved his character. I mentioned Die Hard. It kind of reminds me a little bit of John McClane.
Even though his character's name is John in this movie.
Because despite the fact that he does a good job of doing things, he doesn't take care of everything on his own. In fact, he has a lot of help, and he does show vulnerability, which helps you like the character. Not to the extent of John McClane, unfortunately, but it's still added to it.
Oh, one other thing I want to add. Channing Tatum does in this movie that you don't see in a lot of movies, and I think it's something that needs to be addressed in a lot of movies. You see people out there, and they run in through buildings and stuff, and they have a gun. And you see how they're holding it and everything like that, and they're supposed to be like trained and everything like that, and then like they walk around the corner and they have the gun like this, or like they come around the corner and they like peek out real quick. It's like with the gun, it's like, what the heck? When he's going around and stuff like that, it looks like he actually trained to figure out how they work, how they move. Because the way he's moving around in this, I don't know if it's because of the training he did for G.I. Joe or whatnot, he actually looked like a character who knows what he's doing because of the way he handles the equipment and stuff like that.
Well, he's gone from like military to police officer to now Secret Service, so I'm pretty sure he's on par with a actual military.
Which is funny because the Secret Service takes care of the president, who is the most well-known person in America, so it's more like important service instead of Secret Service. like everybody knows that the people around the president are the Secret Service, so it's not really a secret.
Moving on, let's talk about Jamie Foxx, of course, playing Barack Obama, which is how I pretty much saw him. Very goofy Barack Obama. What did you think of him?
The weirdest thing is, he like idolizes Abe Lincoln.
Oh.
Well, no, I mean it's like you don't see any president like idolizing any other president. All they focus on is what's going on nowadays, and it was kind of cool to see like a president that talks about like the other presidents before him, and understands what they did and everything like that. Like I don't know if it's true, or whatnot, but because I'm not really into the politic thing, he talks about Abe Lincoln was one of the first people to try to give women the right to vote.
Yeah, I did not. Like I was saying, you learned a lot of interesting facts, but yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, you know, like this could be like a sequel to like National Treasure. I've known a lot about the White House.
That'd be a great crossover too, by the way. But yeah, looking back, he's very goofy throughout the, but it's Jamie Foxx. I mean,
right.
And I actually really enjoyed his performance, and the pairing with Channing Tatum was really funny in a lot of instances. It did remind me of the chemistry of Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker a little bit, just how goofy it was. Oh, one thing I will mention, Channing Tatum has a daughter in this one, or his character has a daughter in this one. That was the only thing I had a little trouble buying, because you're looking at the kid, then looking at Tatum, and you're like, okay, older brother maybe? I'm not really buying the dad thing, but that was just me.
Well, first Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, I like him in a lot of movies. And recently he's been picking a lot of movies where he plays a strong character. And he does well with the strong characters. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that you see that they really can't play that strong character, that lead role. And it's nice to see, like, Jamie Foxx, somebody who, back in the 80s, didn't really have, like, this big, huge, like, following of people who thought he would be successful and everything like that. And he's, like, one of the people nowadays that, like, can bring that caliber to the movie he's picking. And, you know, he could play any span of role he wants. And it's great when you can have an actor that can play, like, the mediocre parts or the high parts. And not just be like, I'm more important than that. I need to play the high parts. Otherwise, I'm going to live after Earth. So still, you know, you got actors out there.
Take a knee.
And I really enjoyed his acting in this movie and his portrayal of the character. There's moments where he shows that he's like, look, I know I'm the President of the United States. This is what I have to do. This is my responsibility. And, you know, he shows vulnerability. And he shows the strength and stuff we would like to see from our president. I'm not saying we don't see it. I'm just saying, as a movie, watching a movie with the president in it, that's what you would expect to see. Channing Tatum's character's daughter in this movie, they don't really give an age.
12.
Did they say 12?
I believe so, yeah.
She's very smart for her age, and I think what they kind of show is he had her young.
Very young.
Hey, it's a movie. People who are 30 play like 16-year-olds in TV shows. Shut up.
At least Brad Pitt looked old enough to be a dad. I'm just...
So, they kind of explained like it was a rush thing when he was younger. He didn't know what he was doing. So, you know, it tries to make it believable. I kind of see what you're saying where, you know, an older brother would fit a little bit more with the way the character's age looks. I didn't think about that, but now that you mention it, it does, you know, it would be, but I think by having it the daughter, there's more of an attachment, and there's more of an overall concept, because this is pretty much like everybody's family is involved in this movie. That's like the good guys, the bad guys. Everybody has like a family member that's been affected by something going on in this movie, and that's kind of what draws them all together. And I think that's why having her as the daughter plays a little bit more better, giving him the same emotion as all the other people that are going through in the movie.
One other character. Actually, finishing up on the daughter here.
Oh, that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah, finishing up on her. I thought she did alright. You know, she was a little. She wasn't in it that much to really be a focal point. Well, she saves the day. She saves the day on a few. Well, you can watch.
She does have an important part.
Yeah, she does.
What are you saying?
She does.
I don't know what the actress's name is who plays the daughter, but she has such a really familiar face. Like I swear she has a mother that's an actress and she looks just like her, or a sister, because she has a face that's like, I've seen that face before.
For a split second, I thought it was one of the kids from Modern Family, but that's not it. But yeah, she was all right. And if you're one of those who don't like child actors, don't worry, she doesn't dominate the screen time. One last actor I'll mention, James Woods, who I was kind of surprised because they don't mention him at all in the trailers.
Right.
And sadly, he is not defeated by being led down a trail of M&Ms.
Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Now, in this one, if you're expecting a complex villain with really, really big, interesting character-driven
Backstory. Goals,
and no. He's a cartoon. But, you know, he serves his purpose.
Right. You know, he's the guy that takes over the White House, and, you know, he's got the 1-800 henchmen that come with him.
Who are all caricatures of villains, too.
Oh, yeah, and you really, like... Some of the death scenes and some of the action scenes in this are just hilarious.
Oh, God.
It's kind of like, I don't know if you agree with me on this, but Charlie's Angels with, like, Lucy Liu and Cameron Diaz, when they do, like, the action scenes and stuff like that, where it's just like, come on, seriously? That's hilarious.
Well, they don't do a wire foo or anything like that.
No. You don't see Jamie Foxx running up the side of the White House. I'm undercover brother. What? No.
Oh, God. But, yeah, I mean, as a whole, you know, I enjoyed this film more than I thought I was going to. I mean, at first I'm like watching it, I will give a warning. If you're one of those serious types who demands a serious film and if you found nothing to be enjoyed with Fast 6, for instance, you're not going to enjoy this. So just stay away. You think you're ready to go into the ratings?
Sure.
Yeah. Looking at this one, you know, even Ryan said it to me in the middle of the film. You got to admit, you're having a good time. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. I am.
It is. You go in expecting a straight pure action movie. And when you see the comedy and stuff, you're like, oh, okay, this is going to pass. Then it keeps coming. And at first you're like, oh, really? That's the type of movie this is going to be? And then you get into it and you're watching it more and more. And you find yourself laughing. And you find yourself like thinking it's hilarious. And then you realize you're actually enjoying the movie. And that's something that you can't say for a lot of movies nowadays. You can't go in and be like, I really enjoyed this movie.
It does sneak up on you, that enjoyment.
It does. Like, you see people dying and stuff like that, and you're like, yeah, and then, like, something funny happens, and you're like, oh my god, that's hilarious.
It's like, oh, seriously, they're chasing each other around the fountain. But, yeah, I mean, at first, and much like the sneaking up on it, my rating, at first it was like, rental, okay, maybe sneak in for the matinee. I'm kind of split on this one. So I'll say, if you're a real huge fan of action films, if you love Die Hard or any of the movies that I mentioned in comparison, I would definitely say this is a full price. Otherwise, if you're looking for a great popcorn flick for the summer, come in for a matinee viewing. I'll let you know I really enjoy this. In fact, I'm probably going to pre-order it when I get home.
I really like this movie. I didn't think I was going to actually like this movie going in. I'm not really a fan of like the 15 million remakes of the same thing in the same week. When I saw it was another attack on the White House, I'm like, oh.
same Olympus.
Come
has
on,
fallen, yeah.
right? Olympus has fallen. G.I. Joe. It's like really, I don't want to see this. But you got Jamie Foxx in there, so I'm like, all right, I'll go see it.
Maybe this is what replaces the zombie genre, White House attack
Oh
films.
my god. I don't think so. But I really like this movie. It depends. If you're going to, just you like be entertained. If you like comedy and you like action, this is a great movie for you. If you're in a more serious movie, I'd probably say just wait to rent it. If you're going to see Channing Tatum with his shirt off, he doesn't take it off. Sorry, he's got it on. It's a wife beater, but whatever.
Wife beater. Yeah, that's pretty close.
There's a lot of actors and stuff like this that play really good roles, and the acting is amazing. The special effects isn't as good as a lot of the other ones. Some of the explosions are really kind of like I don't know how many times I've seen an explosion where a person flew back. It's like so fake.
Okay, I'll admit the one where this isn't spoiling anything. The gas tank, and you can clearly see it's an explosion on a blue screen and them just falling.
Oh yeah,
it's ridiculous. Other effects, it ranges. Sometimes they're that bad. Like once again, the Capitol building explosion that looked great. I thought, but
from the outside, not the inside.
Yes. So yeah.
But I really liked it. I like comedy. I like action, and like I said, I really didn't want to go see this because I was like, but I am really glad I went and saw this. So I recommend it to anybody that likes comedy and action.
Yeah, this might be the surprise of the summer so far as movies I wasn't expecting to like. Oh, here's a question. Do you think it has a chance to get a sequel?
No.
Really?
I don't see where they're going to go with this.
Oh, I'll tell you, because
The Pentagon falls.
All right, you can easily... Here's where I already have, like, the sequel planned out in my head. All right, so you can easily have it so that John, Channing Tatum, becomes the head bodyguard of the president, and thanks to him getting the job in the Secret Service. Then for the sequel, you have them go to a World Peace Conference at the United Nations
building.
UN building, there you go, or the Pentagon or whatever. So they go there, and you get to see other world leaders, and they all bring their #1 bodyguards too.
It turns into blood sport where they all have to fight each other to see who's best.
No. We have another siege, and all the presidents and ambassadors and kings and emperors or whoever, they get kidnapped. So it's up to Channing Tatum and his now super group of badass bodyguards to go in and save the president.
And the bad guy in this movie will be none other than Dr. Evil.
I was going to say Jean-Claude Van Damme, but that works too.
No, they took care of him in the Expendables.
Alright, now, next week, we got a really good one. It's actually our first kids movie, as we're seeing Despicable Me 2.
Yes. We're hoping it was going to be Garbage Pail Kids too, but no.
I wasn't.
I don't know if you ever seen the first movie.
Unfortunately.
Oh, man. Garbage Pail Kids. Great cards. Bad movie.
Alright, so what are your expectations for Despicable Me?
I own the first one. I like the first one. I have nieces, and I wish they were a little older so I could take them, because I played this. They have a trailer called The Banana Song, and they love it. And I think with Despicable Me, when they first came out, you have like this really bad guy, and he's supposed to be trying to like take over the world, and then he does the role reversal, where he's the savior, kind of like Megamind.
Yeah, in fact, those two came out pretty close, if I do recall.
And, now he's going in and he's the hero. So it's kind of cool that he's adopted the role that he's taken. Not like he's adopted the 3 girls. And now they added more characters. And they still have the Minions, which is like some of the people's favorite things in it.
It was a surprise for me too. I wasn't expecting it. It was one of those movies my wife forced me to watch, and
I love kid movies.
And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I looked at the Minions. I thought they were stupid at first, but they were actually pretty funny throughout the film.
I think without the Minions, I think the movie wouldn't be as good as it is. Come on.
I don't know if I'd jump that far, but they definitely were a plus to it. And I even like the three girls and their dynamic with Gru.
Yes.
So, keeping my fingers crossed that this one's good here too. Alright, so that's our review on White House Down. Definitely a thumbs up on that one. Do you agree with us? Write down in the comments below, even if they're negative, which some of you do. You know who you are. We're just friends. Now, if you like us, hit the like button. That's what it's there for. And you can also subscribe to us, and you get an email whenever one of our videos pop up. But you can expect us every week as we review another movie. All right. See you next week.
Have a good one, peoples.